The conference room was cold and sterile, all glass walls and chrome finishes. Vanessa sat at the head of the table, legs crossed, phone still in hand. Across from her, the assistant manager placed the desk phone on speaker and stepped back nervously. A deep voice came through the line. Vanessa, I just got off the call with Derek. I can't express how sorry I am. What happened in that lobby was unacceptable. Vanessa didn't smile. It was more than unacceptable, Lowell. It was revealing. This is how your team treats high-profile clients, or just the ones who don't look like they fit in? Lowell sighed. You're absolutely right. I take full responsibility. I've already suspended the staff involved. A formal apology will be issued. We'll also be reviewing our customer-facing protocols immediately. Vanessa leaned forward. I don't want apologies, James. I want accountability and change. This wasn't just about me. If this is how you treat someone who owns a controlling stake, imagine how you treat regular customers. There was a pause. What do you want us to do? She didn't miss a beat. I want full staff retraining, cultural sensitivity, customer service, everything. I want mystery client audits every month, and I want the staff who dismissed me reassigned out of customer-facing roles. Lowell agreed without hesitation. Consider it done. Vanessa nodded slowly. One more thing, I'm moving 50% of our company funds to a competing institution until these changes are confirmed, and I'll make that public. The assistant manager flinched but said nothing. Lowell's voice dropped. Vanessa, please. That could cause damage we can't undo. She replied evenly, exactly. After the call ended, Vanessa stood up. I'd like my withdrawal now, please, and I expect the process to take no more than 3 minutes. The assistant manager nearly tripped over herself getting to the vault. Minutes later, Vanessa walked out with her briefcase, expression cool. The lobby had gone quiet. The same teller who smirked earlier now looked down, red-faced and shaken. As she passed him, Vanessa stopped for just a moment. Next time a black woman walks in looking like she owns the place, don't wonder if she does assume it. And with that, she walked out outside the bank. The midday sun cast long shadows as Vanessa stepped into her black SUV. Her driver, Marcus, opened the door without a word. As they pulled into traffic, Vanessa finally exhaled, her calm mask cracking just a little. She wasn't shaken, she was focused. The incident wasn't just personal, it was a reflection of something systemic. Back to the office, ma'am, Marcus asked, glancing in the rearview mirror. No. Stop by Channel 7 News first, she said, pulling out her phone. While the vehicle moved, Vanessa typed a statement and emailed it to her company's media team. Within 15 minutes, a press release hit all major outlets. Today, Vanessa Cole, founder and CEO of Novatech Systems and majority shareholder of Liberty First Bank, was denied service by frontline staff while attempting a routine business withdrawal. This is not about ego, it's about equity, assumptions, and the silent culture that still exists in institutions meant to serve the public. Effective immediately, Novatech will move 50% of its operational funds to alternative banks that reflect our company's values. We expect accountability. We expect growth. Change begins now. By the time she arrived at the news station, social media was already buzzing. Hashtags like Know Your Client, Vanessa Cole, and Bank Bias trended within the hour. Vanessa stepped into the studio for a brief interview. Calm and composed, she explained what had happened without anger or theatrics, just truth. Her words struck a nerve. Back at Liberty, first panic had taken
Investors were calling, board members were meeting. The bank's reputation, once pristine, was now under fire. That afternoon, CNN ran a segment titled, "When the CEO Gets Denied, Racial Bias or Broken System." Vanessa watched from her office, surrounded by her leadership team. They didn't cheer, they didn't clap. They listened. "I don't want to burn the bank down," she said quietly. "I want it to evolve. That's harder, but it matters more." Her COO nodded. "You've just started something bigger than you think." Vanessa looked out her window at the skyline. She hadn't just made them regret it, she'd made them reflect, and she wasn't finished yet.
It was a warm Monday morning in downtown Chicago. The sun reflected off the tall glass buildings as people rushed to start their workday. Inside the lobby of Liberty First Bank, a well-dressed woman walked in, heels clicking against the marble floor. She looked confident, elegant, and in control. Her name was Vanessa Cole, a successful tech CEO who had just returned from a major conference in Silicon Valley. Vanessa wasn't just a client of this bank. She was its largest private shareholder, having invested millions into its growth over the past 5 years. But today, she was here for a simple reason: to withdraw $50,000 in cash for a same-day business acquisition. Nothing unusual for someone in her position. As she approached the front desk, the receptionist glanced at her, barely lifting her eyes. "You need an appointment for large withdrawals," she said in a dull voice. Vanessa smiled politely. "I already spoke with the manager last Friday. He said it'd be ready today." The receptionist sighed and pointed. "You'll have to wait." Vanessa took a seat and waited. 10 minutes, then 20. Finally, a young bank teller called her over. "Name Vanessa Cole." The teller typed, then frowned. "You don't have clearance to withdraw this much. We'll need ID and a second sign-off." Vanessa raised an eyebrow. "I'm the one who approves second sign-offs." The teller smirked. "Ma'am, I don't know who you think you are, but we have rules." People in the lobby turned to stare. Vanessa felt a mix of shock and rising anger. This wasn't about security, it was about disrespect. Still calm, she asked, "Is the branch manager here?" "No," the teller said flatly. "And even if he were, he couldn't override policy for just anyone." Vanessa gave a cold smile. "Good. Then I'll make one call, and everyone here is about to learn exactly who I am." She reached into her bag and dialed. Vanessa stepped aside, her voice calm as she spoke into the phone. "Derek, it's me. I'm at the Liberty First downtown branch, and I've just been denied a withdrawal." "Yes, right here in the lobby, in front of everyone." She paused, her eyes still locked on the teller, who was now shifting uncomfortably. "Do what you need to. I'll wait." The teller whispered something to a nearby colleague. Nervous glances passed between them, but no one dared approach her now. The energy in the room had shifted. Even the receptionist was suddenly pretending to be busy on her computer, stealing quick looks toward Vanessa. Derek Monroe was not just Vanessa's CFO, he was also a sitting board member of Liberty First Bank. Within 2 minutes, his call reached the bank's regional vice president. Within 5, that VP was on a video call with the branch staff, face tight with urgency. Vanessa could hear the panic growing behind the teller counter. One of the senior staff hurried into a back office, while another tried to smile and wave her over Ms. Cole. The assistant manager finally said, stepping forward, her voice trembling, "We deeply apologize for the inconvenience. We're just trying to follow protocol." Vanessa walked slowly to the counter, her expression unreadable. "Protocol is important, so is professionalism. You could have checked my account. You could have looked up my profile. Instead, you assumed something. No, we didn't assume, the assistant manager stammered. Yes, you did, Vanessa said flatly. You saw a black woman walk in without an entourage, and you made a judgment. The room fell silent. Even the security guard lowered his eye. A call came through the bank's landline. The teller who answered froze. It's Mr. Lowell, the VP, he said, handing the phone over. The assistant manager turned pale as she took the call. Yes, sir. Yes. She's still here, I understand. She hung up and looked at Vanessa. He wants to speak to you directly. In the conference room, Vanessa gave a tight nod. Of course, let's go. As she walked past the teller, she said, just loud enough, You might want to remember this moment. It's the last time you speak to me like that.